Hey, what is up everybody? Today I am going to give you a guide on some useful tips and tricks if you're just starting out, or even if you're a little bit into the game. There is stuff I just learned like a week ago that I did not know about this game. The first thing I'm going to start off with is castle level. That's the most important thing in this game. So the reason you want to level up your castle is because of the experience points that you get from the cookie houses. At lower levels, castles at 7, 8, you're getting half the experience that you are every 6 to 8 hours from the cookies at the higher level castles. The higher level castles are giving you more of the cookie houses, and it allows you to level up your cookie houses to higher levels. And you can see here, just looking at this level 9 cookie house, when I level this up, it's going to go from 6 to 8 hours, which means you don't have to collect as often, and the production goes from 116 candy to 164. That is a huge difference in candy. Now if I go to a level 10 house, that one shows that it's going to go from 164 to 172. Now the benefit here is it's still staying at 8 hours, right? So you just have to check 3 times a day, but now you're getting additional candy. So you want to level up your castle as soon as possible to at least level 10, so you have enough cookie houses to get that experience on the daily, or you're going to be stuck on the earlier story modes. You're not going to be able to improve in arena because you just can't level up your cookies. So the absolute most important thing is level up your castle. Now there's a few other things you need to keep in mind when you're trying to get experience points, right? The Tower of Sweet Chaos. The Tower of Sweet Chaos gives you a ton of experience. Some levels give you 30 to 40,000 experience. You can see it right here. Like, that is a lot of experience, and you don't even have to get to 87. Even the lower levels are giving you tons and tons and tons of experience, so don't waste your keys, you know. Typically the levels take 6 to 8 keys. You get 24 of them, you get 1 every hour, so you can go here 3 to 4 times a day. You're talking 120,000 experience. You can level up your cookies super fast, so do not forget about that. And when you get to level 7, you want to upgrade the lab. So let's go in here to the lab. Here's why you want to upgrade the lab. Check out the Tastier Star Jellies research. At max level, it is giving you an increase of 10%. That is substantial. When you get to level 50, you're talking about needing 330,000 experience to level up some of these cookies. Here, 332 to get Red Velvet to the next level. And that's what it costs from 50 to 60. Each level is 332,000. If you're talking an extra 10%, right? Instead of getting 332, now you just need to get 300,000, and you're getting that 10% bonus. So you're saving 30,000, you know, over a 10-day period. You're able to do 1 extra level for level 50 plus cookie. That is huge. Do not forget to upgrade the lab. And it wasn't even that hard to level this up. It was just some of the first things that you level up in the Smith, right? So easy to level up, didn't even cost that much money. Level it up as soon as possible. So let's talk about how we can level up your castle level to a higher level. The main way is money. Money and trains. So, money-wise, there's one real way to make money. Don't go to story mode and try to make money. When you go to story mode, even at high levels, I'm talking about dark mode 9, chapter 9, you ain't making that much gold. You want to make gold through the Tree of Wishes. This is where you make bank. Here, random one. 19,000, and these items, they're not even hard to make, right? You can make them at lower levels. Now this one, you get to higher level items, you're getting 66,000. That is a ton. You can see how you can go up 1,000,000 in a day at higher castle levels. 9,000, that's not that bad. 12,000, but these are easy production items. These are production items you get early on in the game. See another gold one, 40,000. We're talking 9,900 for some saws and some jam. It's not that hard. Another thing you're going to need when you level up castles is some of these rarity items in here. So we're talking about the Aurora Pillar, the Brick, and the Compass. And by far the best way to get them, especially early on, is to complete your wishes. So 3 times a day, you will complete wishes. You click on the daily reward, and it will give you some of these rarity items. Just got one there. But the other way is through trains. So when you get to a high enough level, you will absolutely want to get the 3rd train. And you want to send these 3rd trains out as much as possible, because these trains give you a ton of rarity items. I have some speed up, so let's just speed this one up and see what we get in return. So there you go. So as you can see, I got 3 compasses, I got some gems, and I got a Aurora Break. So it was worth it, right? And if you're doing 3 trains and you're running them all day, it will add up quick. So another question you might have is castles versus expansion. Honestly, expansion, not super important. I expanded a little bit. I still got plenty of space for new items still. Focus on the castles at first. Make sure you get your castles at least to like level 10 so you can start making that experience work for you. Then worry about the expansion. The only time I really worry about the expansion is just expanding down here in this bottom left corner, because you have to expand your territory enough to get the trade import to show up, right? And the trade import is another valuable way to get rarities. As you can see, I needed a few more pillars, so you just trade 2 or 3 of the other types of rarities and you can get whatever you're lacking in. Typically for me, it's pillars, so I trade for pillars. So absolutely open that trade import with expansion, but outside of that, focus on castle and get in that upgraded as soon as possible. And I just want to say one little tip: when you are upgrading your castle, this is new in the lab, right? Like the lab just came out, so I wish I had this early on. You go to the sugar gnome craftsmanship and it's changing the construction speed, right? You can save 10%. So that's huge when you have a castle. Some upgrades take 7 days, for example, you know? 10% off 7 days is gonna save you a ton of time. And I got a YouTube comment recently from Ocean Man, and I was asked how to beat 725. And there are tips and strategies. I can't specifically go back there because I don't have a level 60,000 team I can use. But I would say my number 1 tip is to absolutely get one strong cookie to carry you through most of the early story modes, right? And get one that can do area damage. I'm talking espresso, I'm talking about black raisin cookie, latte. Because, yes, I can solo. Because we're talking about a cookie that will be able to carry your team. This cookie can do enough damage that most of the time, if you get a level 50 or level 60 cookie, the cookie will be able to tank the stage by themselves. Now you add in a healer, you add in some support characters, you add in some tanks, and you are absolutely crushing these stages, right? So you're trying to keep your team balanced, trying to do like a bunch of level 40s, and trying to get all your characters to level 45. Don't. Just focus on one, get them hugely powerful, and then use that one to deal significant amounts of damage to these stages, right? That applies to all modes. You're talking about arena mode. You're going to progress a lot further if you have a level 50, level 55 character that can do substantial damage, right? When you're at the lower level trophies, if you can do tons of damage, you are going to be taking out the teams quickly. It doesn't matter what your other cookies are leveled at. And then same thing applies to raid. So I'm going to talk about raid next. If you want to be a contributor to your guild raid battle, there's one cookie that matters right now more than any other cookie, and it's not close. Vamp. Get Vamp as high as possible. So if you check out my Vamp, you see level 60 Vamp with level 60 skill. Why do you want to get Vamp up to this level? Because when you do the double Vamp attack, your Vamp at this level will be able to do about 2 million if Vamp hits both crits. That's huge damage. If you're doing 2 million just from one cookie, you are contributing to your raid. You are helping your guild get to that top 1% to try to get that 5,000, right? you want to be in a guild that's one of the top tier guilds, because you want that 5,000 crystals every week, right? We're talking about 5,000 every week plus the contribution awards in your guild. That is a lot of crystals. You talk about the 5,000 plus the contribution, you're almost at 2 free 10 pulls once a week. So make sure you absolutely put the time and effort to level up Vamp, right? If we're talking about the most important cookies, we are talking about these 3 cookies, okay? Dark Choco is going to reduce the defense for the guild raid boss. Lyco will create minions to tank some of the guild raid boss hits. And Vamp does the massive damage, okay? And then when you're talking about treasures, you want to absolutely make sure you're using scroll, clock, and you do want to use this slingshot. As you can see, a fully powered up slingshot is reducing the enemy's defense by almost 70%. So what you want to do is when you attack, you want to time the slingshot and Vamp's attack. So Vamp attacks when the slingshot goes off. And that is how you get that massive damage. As for the other cookies, right, at lower levels, you can use a healer. You can also use another tank if you want more survivability. You can use Rye in the backline. Rye does fantastic damage, but unfortunately Rye does kill herself. Black Raisin Cookie also does fantastic damage if you use Black Raisin Cookie in the right lineup. Now let's talk arena tips. Arena tips give you huge rewards at the end of the season. If you're in the top tier, you're talking 15,000 to 20,000 once you're above 2,000 trophies. But even if you're not that far, if you're in Diamond, right, you're gonna get 10,000, 9,000, 8,000. So you do want to focus on Arena. You don't want to forget it. You do not want to lose out on those free crystals. If you're just starting, I'd say my number 1 advice is to look for teams you can beat and beat them and grab the points, right? It is better to get wins and get some more points than to lose a battle that you weren't ready for and then have to get 2 wins to replace the points. Now, I will say that the arena has made a little change to this. They do give you more points for better wins now. So if you do see a high trophy person that you think you can beat, you know, if they're 50, 100 higher than you and you think you can beat them, go for it, because you're going to gain 6 or 7 trophies and you're only going to lose 2. So that's not big of a deal. But if there's someone questionable and you're not sure and they're lower than you, definitely do not try them, because you will lose 4 or 5 trophies and you will be far worse off than you started. Right now, the meta is pretty much, right, Strawberry Crepe. All the top arena kings use Strawberry Crepe, so if you can power up Strawberry Crepe, do it. Strawberry Crepe gives you that damage resistance on 2 cookies that have a lower damage resistance. You want a healer. If you have Pure Vanilla, use Pure Vanilla, best healer in the game. If you don't, Herb Cookie is still an excellent healer. And if you don't have Herb Cookie, I would actually use Custard. Custard is a great cookie too, but Sparkling is good in some comps. So if you're lower level, you can use Stun Comp. The Stun Comp team is the Ginger Brave, Tiger Lily, Almond, and Black Raisin, or you can use Almond and Rye Cookie, and then the 5th cookie you can experiment with. Sometimes you can use Espresso, sometimes you can use Vamp. You can use Licorice, depending on who you have leveled up, right? That will get you some easy wins, especially at the lower levels. Once you start getting higher, it becomes a little more difficult, and the current meta is typically, you know, Strawberry Crepe, Latte, you got your Black Raisin Cookie, Pure Vanilla, and then the 5th cookie, sometimes it's Vamp, sometimes the 5th cookie is Pastry, and the meta kind of changed at the top, but for the most part, everyone has Strawberry Crepe, everyone has Pure Vanilla. You know, and some people use Red Velvet. I'm starting to see Red Velvet creep up in the meta. Red Velvet is excellent, specifically outside the top 1,000, because Red Velvet does such large single target damage. Red Velvet will pull the cookie from the back, typically the healer or Vamp, and at lower levels will almost kill that cookie or one-shot it if you have a high enough Red Velvet. And once you've killed the healer, the match is pretty much won. So Red Velvet Cookie, really great at lower levels. I did want to talk about mileage in the arena shop. Do not forget the metal shop, right? So in the metal shop, typically go for the cookies that you need. or the powders. The powders are not actually that expensive here. They're great value. 300 for 6 of the powders that you absolutely need, not a bad value. Don't spend your metal on toppings in here. It's just not worth it, right? 10 toppings for 400 is a complete waste. Do not forget mileage. So every time you do gacha, you get more mileage. Every time you do treasures or feature cookie, you get more mileage. And then once you get someone maxed out, like some of your lower tier cookies, at some point you're gonna get these rare cookies maxed out. And once you get a rare cookie, if you do a pull, you're gonna get 300 mileage. That's a huge amount of mileage, which is awesome. So in the mileage shop, what I would focus on, if you do not have leveled up treasures, are these treasure tickets, right? Get 5, get 10, go in here, draw some treasures, try to max out your treasures as soon as possible because they are complete game changers. What you want is to get as high as possible slingshot to do the max amount of damage against the guild raid boss. So the absolute priorities for treasures: get Jelly Watch, get the horn leveled up, get your slingshot leveled up, and the old Pilgrim Scroll, right? It increases attack. Level 5, we're at 40.8%. You can see if I get to level 6, we're talking 43.5%. Increased attack for all your cookies. Get them leveled up, right? Even more important than spending mileage on cookies, try to get at least the horn and clock to level 12 as soon as possible. Have that level 12 ghost horn or that level 12 jelly clock helps you huge in the story, more than any 1-star promotion does for your cookies. Especially when you're starting out, right? Like a 1-star promotion is just like gaining 2 levels. Like gain 2 levels. Like stars aren't super important until you're level 60. You want to focus on toppings. You do not want to forget about toppings, right? Like I have a cooldown pure vanilla cookie with 20.3% plus the 5%. That's 25% cooldown. That's a huge difference, right? My pure vanilla cookie is healing at a much faster rate than when I didn't have good toppings on pure vanilla cookie. Plus we got the damage resist. Damage resist is absolutely the more important defensive stat, right? Defense is okay, but a lot of people have done research into this, and damage resist is the defensive stat that actually reduces the most amount of damage. So focus on damage resist. Now saying all that, when you upgrade your toppings, you want to absolutely make sure that you get the best substats possible. And how do you do that? What you do is you just equip a topping on a cookie that you're not using that very often, and you want to upgrade to level 6. And you want to make sure at level 6, your cookie now has a good topping. So check it out. This is a good topping, right? Cooldown 2.4% and 1.8%. So I'm going to go level 9, see what I get. Come on, give me something good. And attack. So we got cooldown and attack. This is an absolute fantastic topping. We'll keep this topping and we'll upgrade it. Alright, so let's get this cookie, top in, and go to level 6, see what we get. So we'll click off of it, go back on it. Attack, 1.4%. Not bad. But you can see this one we upgraded to 6, has debuff resist, 1.6%. I do not care about that topping for the cookie. I'm trying to upgrade right now, so not a big deal. Now, we are at plus 9. We want to get this to level 12. We're starting to run out of cookies. Toppings, right? Like, now I need 14 each time. I did not know you could go in and click this little button at the bottom called Breakdown. If you click Breakdown, you can go to your cookies, toppings that you do not use. And look, if you have any of these lower level topping pieces, anything blue, anything not a medium topping piece, just break it down right away. Okay? And then you have some of these topping pieces that aren't great. You can break down those and you can get 10 toppings, right? This isn't a great topping. Break it down. Break these down. I'm not really trying to get crit toppings right now, so I break that down. So you can see, you can get a ton of extra toppings right away. So then I can go back here, I can upgrade this, and I should be able to hit level 12. Debuff resist, it's not a great topping, but I like the cooldown, I like the attack. Something like debuff resist helps a little bit if, like, say, pure vanilla is stun. You get hit by the stun comp, pure vanilla cookie is stun. pure vanilla cookie will come out of it a little bit faster and then be able to do that heal. So it's pretty good topping that I might use on pure vanilla cookie. But like I said, go to level 6, see if it's a good substat. If it's not, go get another one. And if you want to farm toppings, it's not that hard. Once you get to dark mode, you just go into dark mode. I think even level 5 in dark mode has toppings. So let's go to 27. See, then you can farm actual toppings, right? You need a cooldown topping, you need a attack topping. Just go in here. I think what, 521, 522. Yeah, 522's got some attack toppings. 521's got some cooldown toppings. So you can farm the toppings, right? And even if you don't use these toppings, even if you get, you know, the small Syrian raspberry, or if you get the hazelnut and you don't really want crit resist, you can then take those toppings and you can break them down, and then you can use them to upgrade your other topping pieces that you actually want to keep. So, right, topping management, huge. Didn't know I could break it down, which I didn't mind, because when I finally figured out you could break them down, I had so many topping pieces. I literally had like 500 or 600 new topping pieces that I could upgrade my cookies with. So, it wasn't a terrible thing. Thanks, and hit that subscribe button. Let us know how much you like this video. Let us know what tips we missed. Thank you.